Hello my friends, and welcome to another Commands and Colors Ancients game. Today we are playing Pharsalus 48 BC, which is, you could say, the climax of the Caesar civil war against the Optimates led by Pompey the Great. So we are seeing Pompey here in close to the Mount Dogantis here, where he has his camp. So after the Battle of Dyrrhachium, which Caesar lost, Caesar did retreat back to Thessaly. One should have thought that Pompey would be more eager to pursue, in hot pursuit, but he didn't. He was really wary, didn't really want to risk a full battle still yet. And I think Caesar was kind of happy about that for the time. So both armies slowly moved towards Thessaly, did some winter campaigning there, and yeah, eventually Pompey had his camp over here, and he was pretty much pursued by the other officers and politicians to give battle, even though he probably didn't really want to do that yet, even though he had vastly superior numbers towards Caesar. But the troops of Caesar were, they were the best of the best, right, that you can find from this era. In the number of legions, I think, Italian legions, Caesar had the numbers because he had, in this battle he had all the legions ranged from 6th to 13th, and all of these are, of course, veterans of the Gallic Wars, and he has these crack 9th and 10th legions with him here, of course. Pompeius had a few Italian legions as well. I think something, maybe maybe 3 legions or something. But the thing is that still Pompey had kind of a 2-to-1 odds, probably, or 8 towards Caesar in Italian legionaries, because all of Caesar's legions were undermanned, and some of them really, really low. I read somewhere that some legions only have maybe 1,000 men. So what really mattered here in numbers was that Pompey had a lot of auxiliaries and legionaries from Cilicia and Syria, and many newly raised or recruited, so they were not really battle hardened and could not be relied upon, I think, in battle. And of course that's the reason why Pompey hesitated, but still he also wanted to, at some point he wanted this war to end, of course, and I think he wanted to end it over in Greece rather than bringing the war back to Italy and devastate the lands there. So sooner or later he had to accept a battle from Caesar to settle the issue. Now, it's said that both armies set up in the traditional 3-line battle lines, the Triple Aces line, but it's also said that Pompey did some adjustments. First of all, he had a really deep ranks. I think I read the 10 men deep somewhere. And the reason for that, this is a good plan for him, because he wanted his infantry line to just be an anvil. Pretty much when the Caesarians came upon them, they would just tie down the Caesarians, and they would wait for the vastly, in cavalry they had the numbers also with them. So Pompey expected his cavalry to crush the Caesarian cavalry, tie down his infantry line, and then come come behind with the cavalry and attack them in the rear and the flank. That was the plan of Pompey, which is a really good plan, I think. Not bad at all. So he had really deep lines, and it's also said that some of his veteran legionaries, he spread them out through the lines just to have some experienced troops all over the line. But he also made sure he had the best troops over at the flanks to hold them. So that's a that's a cool thing, and I think in the setup of the battle, I mean in this scenario, this game, that is reflected by having these legionary units behind here, led by Pompey and Lentulus, and also an auxiliary here. So I think that's nice. You also see they have a lot of light troops in their ranks, and these guys were from all over the place. I mean, there were Greeks, there were people from eastern territories, Cilicia, and there were Gauls, there were Germans, there were Phoenicians, there were even Jews. So people from all over the known world, pretty much in Pompey's ranks here. And the cavalry, I think, was mostly Gallic and Germanic, I think, or maybe, well, it could be for both sides actually. And speaking of light troops, then, as you can see, we have 3 bow units here. He had a lot of bows and slingers to, just wear down the Roman lines as they would approach. Because one other thing that should be mentioned with him for Pompey's tactics here, that he ordered his line not to advance, not at all. They should just stay here and wait for the Caesarians to attack, because he thought that the Caesarians would be more exhausted when they reached the battle lines, and also they could stand better against the incoming Pila attacks when stationary in a good solid line. So again, I think that was a good approach by Pompey there. Now Caesar, then, what did he do? Well, he saw that his guys were vastly outnumbered. He knew, of course, that he had more crack troops when compared to Pompey's, but still the numbers concerned him, you could say. I mean, he started up with a 3-line setup, but when he saw the mass of cavalry over on his right, and comparing with his smaller cavalry force here, he had to do something about it. So what he did was also, I mean, this is one of the examples of Caesar's military genius, I think, because he thinned out his 3rd line and kind of built a 4th line, even though that line was over here. So he pretty much had men from his 10th Legion over here, and he placed himself here on the right-hand flank together with Sulla, and I think these would be Gauls, these warrior units here. So he built a 4th line, kind of blocking the rear of his flank, pretty much. And probably this was also done. I mean, this setup was obscured for Pompey from the men on the front, so Pompey didn't know about this 4th line happening here. Caesar also gave strict orders to his legionaries that don't attack until orders are given. He wanted super discipline for this battle to be successful, but because he had a battle plan for this, how it should play out. So pretty much as the battle started, the Caesarian infantry moved forward as expected. They were kind of surprised, I guess, that Pompey's infantry didn't move to meet them. So, but anyway, they moved forward, and instead of just you know, breaking the lines and charge into the enemy line, they stopped before the lines and started to dress their ranks before attacking. At the same time, Labienus got the order to attack with his cavalry, and I think so far both sides were expecting the events that happened, because Labienus, of course, hit hard on the Roman cavalry, who gave way. They retreated, both because the pressure was hard, but probably also because that was the plan of Caesar. And as they retreated back here, suddenly the cavalry of Labienus saw that solid line of Caesar's troops here, who counterattacked, and it said also they used their pila as close range weapons, you know, more wielded like a spear against the cavalrymen, who got confused. They started to break up, and at that point, the Roman or the Caesarian cavalry counterattacked, and that broke the that broke the line of Labienus cavalry. They tried to retreat. The Caesarian cavalry pursued and pretty much disintegrated this cavalry flank, who spread out and fled the field. So suddenly Pompey's flank was open. So Caesar hastily moved his infantry towards the flank, and of course at this situation also the lines were fighting already, hard fighting going on, both sides just tying down each other. But then Caesar's attack come from the flank, and eventually that was too much. I mean, more and more legionaries, I mean these not too experienced ones in the center, and started to break the line. The right hand or the left hand flank of the Pompeian army started to waver, even though they have the veterans here. But I mean, they were attacked from front and flank, so eventually more and more started to run away from the battlefield. Pompey saw that happening, and he at that point left the battlefield, which is of course a kind of a disgrace, but he saw that the case was lost, so he ran away from the field. There were some legionaries, not Italian ones, holding the camp still, and they were eventually assaulted by Caesarians and taken. And yeah, the aftermath of this was the total disintegration of the Pompeian army, because most of them gave up during that day or the days after this battle, and Caesar pardoned them actually. So one could guess that many of them changed side and went over to Caesar's. And of course, there are a lot of events happening before or after this. We know that Pompey eventually will sail down to Egypt, where he will get murdered by Ptolemy. But yeah, that's another story, of course. And yeah, even though pretty much Pompey, I mean, he's dead, but the civil war still rages on for a good while. There are some things Caesar needs to tend to still to get a total victory. North Africa is of course a big problem. Egypt and even Spain again, or Hispania is a problem. So we're gonna return to those before we are done with this war. But today, let's start with Pharsalus. This is an epic one. I really looking forward to do this battle, to be honest. This is gonna be great. So for the war council, we have the Pompeian army led by Pompey the Great, of course. They will move first. They have 4 command cards. Caesar, they have 6 command cards, so they will have an extra card in slot A and D here. The fight will go on until one side gains 7 banners. We have some special rules. Julian Legion's rule is in effect for both armies, meaning mediums and heavies can move 2 hexes. If they move 2, they cannot battle, and they can do ranged attack with 1 die. We have Julius Caesar rule in effect. We have Caesar here, so any unit he's attached to can move 2 hexes and battle, and they will also battle with 1 extra die. So these heavy infantry 10th Legion here, they will battle with 6 dice. It's amazing. And then we have the last rule here. All hill terrain hexes are impossible, so no one can enter these, and that's of course a problem for the Pompeian cavalry when they start to rout, if they start to rout, because then they will have very limited hexes to route to over here. We have also an interesting thing. You have a march hex here, yeah, that's also a problem. You need to stop there. You need to check for block losses when you enter there, and of course there's battle restrictions. So probably no one will enter that, but if someone do, we can check the rules then. And this is interesting because it's not shown on this battlefield, but you have a river flowing just outside the map here. So both lines have their anchor here on the right hand side. For the Pompeians, they have the river here as an anchor, and the Roman left. Roman, I mean Caesarian. Okay, I think that's it for an intro. So let's start inspecting the armies then. So we have, look at the amount of units there on Pompeian side. It's just vast. So if you look at the front line, they have put up some skirmishes there, 3 bow units. Then we have the main line. We have heavies on the flanks, 2 there and 1 on the right. And then we have 2 units of auxiliaries on both sides in the first line, and then 3 units of medium heavy infantry over there. Back there we have Lentulus with mediums and some more auxiliaries. Here we have Pompey himself with a medium heavy infantry. And then we have Labienus cavalry force. 4 units of medium heavy cavalry. That's a force to be reckoned with, that's for sure. So they will have their hands full here for a while, and they have some juicy targets here to attack. But you know, we have this counterattack force ready here of Caesars. And speaking of Caesar, let's continue with their army. So we have from left to right, we have Auxilia in the main line. We have Marcus Antonius with some heavies. 3 units of heavies over here. I think they placed the 9th Legion here with Anthony, so maybe this one would be the 9th. We have the medium heavies here together with Calvinus. And we have 2 more heavies, and this is Sulla attached with that one. We have 1 bow unit, so some skirmishes also in the Caesarian main line. Then we have what we call the 4th line, because this is pretty much the 3 lines of infantry here. And here's Caesar with the 10th Legion and some Gallic warriors. And then the cavalry flank with some light cavalry and medium heavy and some slingers. Probably, I could imagine they were kind of intermixed with the cavalry just to give some more solidness to the lines here and some skirmish capability. Yeah, so these are pretty much Gauls, and probably these are Gauls and these are Germanic cavalry or something. I can imagine that. So for battle tactics, another thing that I like with this scenario setup is, apart from just being epic and you know, feeling the wings of history here, I think this is, for the setup, this is great scenario design. Why? Because this encourages you to do what happened historically. And let me explain why. And it's all about how Richard Borg had placed the skirmishers, yes, I believe. So we have 3 bow units here on the Pompeian side. all within reach of the Caesarian main line. So these, I mean, these could start firing at the main line, you know, hitting a block here and there, weakening the line. So this means that pretty much the Caesarians need to start advancing as soon as possible to just avoid to be shot to pieces here, right? So Caesarian line should advance against those guys who can just stay stationary as in history, wait for the Caesarians. I think simple but a great way to try to, you know, reenact what happened. And same thing here pretty much, and the same scenario tactics used here just because of these slingers. So they are in range of the cavalry. They can start hitting them from turn 1. So this implies that the cavalry should move. Okay, they could move out and behind the lines and all that, but that seems just crazy. So probably Lentulus will attack as soon as possible to avoid being shot at. I mean, the Caesars could also move these guys here, for instance, and they have 2 units that could fire against them. Also, I think it's nice scenario design to put Caesar with the 10th Legion here, meaning, and with the Caesar special rule, you know, they can move 2 and battle, and also warriors who can move 2 and battle, just to, you know, get the surprise effect. When the cavalry reaches here, they can move fast and counterattack, giving Lentulus the surprise effect of Caesar's counterattack of the infantry. I just like and love that scenario design. Okay, that's it, I think. So by that, I think we're ready to start the game, and the Pompeians will move first. And if we get good cavalry cards, I will for sure use that to attack. Otherwise, I try to start the skirmish over here. But we'll see what we have in Pompeius' card hand. So let's start this. Okay, so let's check what cards the Pompeians have up their sleeve. 3 unit center, a counterattack. Well, a counterattack won't do much right now, so let's see what we get. That's a C or lowest order count. So let's check what C is. Light troops or 3 unit center. Okay, so none of these really activates the cavalry, so they will probably start just firing out here. So let's play the light troops. I'm gonna order just these 3, I believe. I don't want to break the line and move forward. I'm just gonna wait according to the Pompei's plan with the main line. So these 3 will fire against Caesar's troops in the line here. So where do we hurt most? We want to fire against heavies. I want to fire where we have leaders. So let's start from here against. We could always fire against those as well, but no. Let's take these heavies. 2 dice. Hoping for red. Nothing. We got the flag, but these guys, of course, won't bulge here. So that's done. Here we fire at the same target. No hits. Last unit to fire is this one against, who was this again? Ah, this is actually Marcus Antonius, of course, with his 9th Legion. So we fire here. Let's bring down that one. And that's nothing. So, well, I could have expected to get 1 hit perhaps, but that's not what the dice gods want this day. So replace that one, and let's see what we have for Caesar. A Clash of Shields will come handy as the lines clash eventually. We had an outflanked. Well, I'm hoping for a line command or something, just moving for the bulk here. We also have 2 in the center, but let's see what they can play. That's also a C or lowest order count, so let's check what we have in slot C then. Right leadership. So that's could be Caesar and 4 units. So why not do that then? Let's play that. I don't want to play this one. That's 2 units center. Doesn't really give me... Okay, we could fire back, of course. And the other one doesn't really make sense. So I'm gonna do Caesar plus 4 units. So I'm gonna start advancing the center. So it's the C card. Caesar will move up. These guys will not move. Here we will kind of break the line. We're gonna throw some Pila. We could of course move 2, but I don't want to break the line too much. So from here then, let's start with these guys. They will fire against the only target they have, the enemy bow unit there, with 2 dice. Flag and a sword symbol, but the flag he can ignore since he is anchored there in the line. So we're gonna throw Pila 3 times against that unit who cannot retreat, but they are supported, so there's the flags have no effect. First one, nothing. Second one, nothing. And the third one, a flag. So no hits there, but I mean, if these guys don't move now, they could get attacked and they will be pretty hastily killed. So that's a concern for Pompeius. Who will go next? And they get a D or E card to play. So we're gonna check those. Medium troops, these could be the cavalry charge now. And then we get a line command for them. We waited that because that could be handy when the big battle starts. So I'm gonna do the mediums. Let me see now. They have a 4 command hand, so it's just these guys then. So let's play it like in history. Now Lentulus launches his attack, seeing that the Caesarian line is moving. So how should we do it? These 2 will evade, of course. And I don't dare to attack Caesar, that's for sure. But we can attack here. Let's do it like this then. These guys will move here, and these guys will move here. So we're gonna attack from here to here. These guys will evade. We'll roll all 3 dice, hoping for some greens. There is 1 green there, so the bow unit takes a hit. Then they evade. We cannot gain ground. These guys will attack here. The slingers will also evade. No casualties. They will go here. So these are done. And then these guys will attack here. The light cavalry will also evade. Let's see. No hits there either, so going to according to plan. These guys were a bit surprised here by the attack, and took a hit before they could evade. But these guys knew what to do. They just started to run as soon as they saw the dust cloud over there, right? So interesting. So now we have I think we have quite of a historical start. We have seen the line advancing, and we have seen the big charge of Lentulus. And so far, 1 block in the casualties. So now is a very interesting role to see what Caesar can do to hinder this. So it's a C or lowest order count again, which is not too good. Let's hope they got something good in C. Move, fire, move. We could move up and fire here. This guy is in a kind of a cramped position there now. Can we attack it in any way? Not with that. And with 2 in the center, we cannot do that either. So lowest order count, I mean, is this one, you know. So we need pretty much to play the move fire move, which is not what I was hoping for, but we got to do that. So we got 6 lights we could do that with. So I'm gonna take that one. I'm gonna take that one, that one, that one. I think that's all. 1, 2, 3, 4 units. We don't have any more lights, no. So here we go. These guys will move up. They wanna throw some javelins there. Here then, these guys will just stay and fire against that one. I think we have a line of sight, I believe so. These guys will do the same, because now they could kill that unit as a matter of fact. So these guys will take 1 step forward. So they only have a 1 die attack to do. Okay, but let's start from this flank. So a 1 die attack against those, the bow unit there. A flag, which they can ignore. Let's leave those activated since we could move again. These guys will fire here with 2 dice. See if we can scare them away. No, we didn't. Leave those activated. Here we're gonna throw the javelins against Lentulus. 1 die. Nothing. And last but not least, these guys with 2 dice against that horse I doubly put there. That was a dumb move because they cannot retreat now, so they could be dead with a flag. But they rolled badly again, so nothing. So now they can move again. And up we move these guys there. These guys, I want to give them a chance to evade in case they get attacked again, so I'm gonna move up them 1. These guys will stay, and these guys will move up 1. Yeah, kind of a two different parts of the battlefield here now. Okay. Not, I mean, still only 1 block here. No hits at all. I was hoping for some hits, or at least scare away a few of those, but didn't happen. But it's time for Pompeians again then. So we got a CDE this time. So we have this line command, which we probably won't use yet. We could move up the whole line and start throwing javelins, of course, and Pila. That's not a bad one, actually. Let's see what we have else here. We have a Dark in the Sky. So if we do that, we could continue with Dark in the Sky. All ranged weapons fire twice. You know, we could use the legionaries for this. It doesn't say it needs to be light units. And then we have heavy troops. Yeah, good for later on. So we have nothing to continue our attack here, which is bad. So we need to leave these guys in this position. So I want to do the line command then. So the whole Pompeian infantry line is now activating. So I'm going to start moving forward. It's only 1 hex because of this. This guy will stay and fire. Here we're going to march up. These can throw Pila. This will fire. Javelin throw. These guys will stay and fire. This has moved. Let's put those to the ones I only get 1 die. Like that, so I remember that. These guys could also move, of course. We're gonna do that. I'm just wondering, should I move up the heavies or the auxilia the first? I think I sacrificed these guys. They might get killed, but I have a nice counterattack to do. Then I'm gonna move these guys here, and extend the line over here. That's it. A good solid double line here now. So, time for some fire. Let's start here. 2 dice. And I'm gonna target I have 4 potential targets. 1, 2, 3, 4 these. I could reach all of these 4 units. And of course, the thing is, these guys are ready for impact, so it would be nice to hurt them. But this is the most valuable unit on the other hand. But I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna put as much fire as I can on this, I believe, and maybe this. So I'm gonna start with that. So it's Calvinius who is the leader here. He will take the big beating now first. So 2 dice. Mediums. We got a hit. So we're gonna check Calvinius. He's good. Then we have a peel attack, same target. Nothing. Another peel attack against, yeah, let's take the same target. And that was a good choice because that was another hit. Another leader check. He's good. But this guy is wearing down now. Then I'm gonna... Let's see what this guy will do. We can start from here now. So I'm gonna fire against that one. 2 dice. Looking for reds now. Nothing. Then a 1 die attack. Red. Nope. Same target. Nope. Okay, so in that case, I think I'll continue here. 2 dice against that. Medium heavy. Ah, now I got the heavy. Okay. But pretty good hits here. Anyway, and now we will see probably the big battle start. All right. The Caesarians. C, D, or E. So it's all cards we don't know of. Let's see now. Maybe a double time could be nice now. Another move fire move. Light troops, no good choices so far. Here it is, a double time. And 2 instead. I think the double time is excellent because now we can order maybe these 4 just to hit, you know. Yeah. I think that is what we want to do. So let's play the double time. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, and I think I need to do that one because these guys cannot get out otherwise and attack. So this will go here, that unit will go there, this unit will go there, and this unit will go over here. So now we have a few solid attacks to do. So I will start from here against that medium heavy. We're gonna roll 5 dice and leader support. So we are looking for blue and leaders, and we got 4 of them. Now it starts, as you can see, the carnage. So we just eliminated 1 whole legionary unit there, and the Caesarians got their first banner. We could advance. Do we dare to? Not sure. I think I don't do that. These guys will attack here. They will evade, of course. They have a gap here they can evade through, so we're gonna roll off 4 dice, hoping for some greens then. Got 1. And then these guys ride or run off to the distance. Okay. Then we have these guys. I will start from here and I'm gonna attack the Auxilia with 5 dice and leader support. Let's see if we are as lucky as the last roll. That will be 1 and 2 hits on the Auxilia, who will battle back with 3 dice and no leader support. They got 1 hit. Then we have these guys, and they will attack the legionaries over there with 5 dice. If we don't kill them, I hope we get 2 flags, so we can pursue them. Nope, but we got 3 hits. It's not bad. And then they will battle back with 4, since they did stand their ground, and they have leader support. So that's 1, 2, 3 hits and a flag. Let's see now. 3 hits. Let's see if the leader survived. Yeah, he did. Barely. So now I could take the flag anyway, and I think I'll do that. So some of the Caesarians are being pushed back, but heavy casualties on both sides. Just before this we had only 1, block in the dead pile, and now it's just to fill up. Yeah. Okay. That's it for the double time. Well. I hope to get something else here, but, well, didn't work this time. So, I'm just thinking, should I maybe... I think I should break here. This is enough for 1 session. Because now we are seeing big things happening, and gonna be exciting. Continue next time. So, we have a lot of things going on, as you can see. Big attacks in the center. Both sides are just killing each other. The Pompeians go next. They could do some heavy damage here. But on the other hand, they have this ongoing cavalry charge that has been just, silent for a while now, a few turns. So let's see if Pompey continues with that next time. They don't have really good cards for that. They have the counterattack, but that would be a infantry counterattack for the double time. So no real cavalry cards unless there's something good hidden here. Imagine a mounted charge or something. That would be awesome. But we'll see about that next time. So thank you guys for watching, and yeah, the Battle of Pharsalus continues next time. Thanks and bye.